I'm actually recording this time. I had a problem last time. This video will contain spoilers and review Ghost of Yotei. The film, or the show, god damn it. The game is amazing. It's definitely one that I will remember a lot more than Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I get bullied for not remembering all that, but I think what it is the fact that it all happened in 2020, and there was so much going on that to remember everything is not just near impossible, but it is fucking impossible. This one I definitely will remember. As for the whole like thing of is it too similar to the first game or is it not similar enough? Well, it's not like it's an outright remake of the first game because there already is a PS5 remake and I believe a PC port. It's a brand new story. It just so happens to have the same engine, same gameplay, all that. Because if it's not broke, why fix it? But sequels don't need to add anything. Like I'm a big believer of that. Like people keep on saying that Spyro 3 and Crash Bandicoot 3 and all that are the best games in the original trilogy of that series, but I believe that Crash 1 and especially Spyro 1 is the best in the series. Spyro 1 I 100% every single time. Like it is a really fucking fun game, but then Spyro 2 and 3 they add things to it that my autistic brain just does not like. Like there's races and shit in it. Like really the only thing that Spyro 2 added that I think is an improvement, and I will get a lot of hate for this, that Moneybags guy. Like it's satisfying to me that I I can't access this part of the level until I get a certain amount of gems, and it just makes my autism brain. It gives me dopamine. Um, but back to Ghost. A lot of people are saying that if you're playing the game in English dub, you're an idiot, and I think idiot is far, but like this isn't an anime. Like if you're the kind of person who exclusively watches the Japanese dub, go ahead. I like whatever. But the difference between anime and this is that Ghost of Yotei is not a Japanese game. It's an American game. It's made by Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch are the people who made Sly Cooper, Resistance, and Infamous. They're based in Seattle. It is an American company. It is an American game. And in that case, that means that the English dub is the original, not the Japanese dub. So if you're really going to be like an absolutist like that, then by your own rules, because I would like to believe that the rule is that you watch slash play in the original language, then you should play Yotei and Tsushima in English because it's the original. Like, you wouldn't watch the Japanese dub of Parasite, you would watch the Korean dub because it's the original, you know? I've already said everything that there is to say about Atsu's English voice actress. I don't think she's doing a bad job. I think it's just people like to exaggerate as per usual. Like it's the whole critical drinker thing. Um, and it makes sense for her character because her character doesn't. She finds emotion difficult because she's numb, and it's just Jubei reacted one way to the death of their parents. Atsu reacted a different way. That makes sense. That's just human nature. I believe that's everything I have to say about the game. There are some things that were absolute bullshit. Like there will be a lot of times where an enemy will have like a blue flash, and that what that means is that it's an attack that can only be parried. And I'm quite good at it because the parrying in the game is very generous. Like it's not like most other games where you need to hit it almost perfectly in order to actually get the parry. So I'm quite good at it because it's easy. But then there'll be times where they'll flash blue, and usually, you hit the button as soon as they do. because they're attacking as soon as you hit the button. But there'll time that they'll flash, and then they'll wait a second. And I don't know if it's a case of like they're trying to trick the player, like it's fucking Elden Ring, but I don't think it is. I think it's a glitch. And if it's not a glitch, it's bullshit. This is an Elden Ring. Like we don't need this adaptive attacking stuff. That is, I think, all I have to say. So I'm gonna move on. Beginning review: Devil May Cry 5. I'm not a fan of Devil May Cry. I enjoy 2 was tolerable. The the reboot is good in my opinion, but I do get why people don't like it because it was very disrespectful to the originals. But it's just the not free. The reboot is a modern game, like it was made for a modern audience, which is why it works for me. And I'm not saying that from a story standpoint. I'm saying that from a gameplay standpoint because I don't like PS2 era games because they all have these different unique control schemes that you're expected to memorize, and it's bullshit. The majority of games that have come out after the release of COD 4 Modern Warfare have in some way adapted their control scheme to be somewhat like COD. Even if the game is nothing like COD at all, it could be a fucking Mario game. They've adapted in some way to be more like COD. DMC did the same. Devil May Cry 5 had not because it's a classic. It's for the original gamers. It's for the PS2 era. And despite that, the game is tolerable. It's better than DMC2 because it actually has a story, but it's not as good as DMC reboot in my opinion because it's classic. I don't think the game should have combos and stuff like that. Like I think I tolerate God of War, the originals. They don't have anything like that. As far as I remember, it's just you hit the button until the enemy dies over and over and over until the game is beat, and it's fun. But it's just maybe it's just because I'm playing as Nero, but it's just not all that fun. One, the gun is way too slow, and I don't get the dodge because the dodge it says like you need to hold down R1 and then X and the left stick in whatever direction you want to dodge in, and I do that. I tried to do that, but it just does not work a lot of the time. And it's just what the fuck am I doing wrong? It could be that I'm accidentally pressing R1, then X, then I'm moving the stick, but I doubt it. They could have just made it modern and made it a single button plus the holding the left stick. They didn't need to do the R1. It's unnecessary. Like, why do I need to log on to an enemy? And actually, that's something I forgot to say about Ghost of Yotei. The one thing it needs is a log on button. And actually, one more thing. The climbing in the game sucks because it's not like, say, AC, where you can. It's fast paced and all that. The way it works in Yotei, and I get that it's not really a climbing game, but if you're gonna like make up that excuse, then don't have the climbing in the game at all. Just have it like exclusively the grapple hook and stuff like that. But the problem is that it will say hold the left stick in the direction you need to climb, and you'll do that. But you need to do it precisely. Like, I don't know why, but whenever I hold my left, whenever I hold both sticks, I don't hold them like at an exact 90-degree angle. Like, it's always going to be a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. Just by a few degrees, not enough to actually change anything in most games. But in this, if you hold the direction in an 89-degree angle or a 91-degree angle, you will not move. You'll just stay there. And then if there's a slight gap between the two, like climbing, hold, whatever you want to call them, you have to jump. But sometimes it won't immediately jump. Like, you need to stand there for a couple seconds and then jump. And if you try to jump at a point you're not supposed to jump, you just stay there, and you need to let go of the left stick and then keep on climbing. And it's just it slows the game way down unnecessarily. Back to Devil May Cry, the lock on is unnecessary for dodging. Like in Ghost of Yotei and the modern God of War games, it's a single button. It's just circle, or some games square, some games X. Point being, it's one button. You just do it. It's simple as that. Uh, but that's because it's not a modern game. It's a classic game where you have all these complicated control schemes that don't make any fucking sense. The thing that separates this from DMC2 is the fact one has a story, and two, it's so fucking badass in the cutscenes and shit. That's all I have to say. I don't know why I was saying as if I'm setting something up. I'm not. I I like Nero. I don't know anything about him because I couldn't get into DMC4. But it's if Dante isn't in the game until the very end, I will be very, very pissed off. Like at the very least, give us Virgil. I like V, but give us Dante. Also, Nico, like I like Nico, but it's just she's voiced by the girl who voices Citra in Far Cry 3, and she does a Texas accent in this game, but it's very inconsistent, and it's that one thing that's stopping me from like her being my favorite character. Anyway, moving on. I swear, universally positive ratings. I watched it in the cinema with my dad. Shirley Henderson. I did not know much about this going into it. Like, literally all I knew is that it is a film about Tourette's. It is set in Scotland, and there there's a video of this girl with Tourette's doing a driving lesson who is from Scotland, and she had a tick during the lesson. It was something like your mum buys tampons from Laurie and Kelly, and it was it was pretty funny. And they gave her a cameo in this film. I believe she's the first person that John talks to that also has Tourette's, but I'm not sure. This film is a dramedy, but there's not a lot of comedy in it. And despite that, it's a really fucking good film because there are a lot of dramedies that will either do some comedy at the start, but then never attempt it again, like Sex Education and Eighth Grade. Really, the only thing that has been really consistent and really well with it is Shameless. This does not have a lot of comedy in it, but I don't hate it because instead of it just being this dark, depressing drama that doesn't really have any substance, this has substance, and more importantly, this has a fuck ton of heart. I don't know anyone with Tourette's, but watching this has made me understand a lot about it, and it doesn't. It shows like the start of it and the reactions to it, and especially like it starts in 1983, and there are some things that I did not know they did in 1983 because like my granny would say to me like, "Oh, if you were badly behaved when you were my age, you would have got a lashing." My parents never said that they got lashings or anything like that when they were bad in school. And John is around the same age as my dad, but so seeing that happening, I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't realize this happened in 1983. I thought they outlawed it long before that, and as I can't help but when there's something really unfair happening in the film, it really, really pisses me off. And I do get why they do it in this case because one, it's a biographical thing, and two, it really happened. That's not 2 points. That's 1 point. Moving on. But like, I really just want to smack that guy that was lashing him for every single time he did it. And the first time that it happens, he asks John, "What hand do you write with?" What I want to know is, do they hit the dominant hand or the non-dominant hand? Like, it makes sense. Not that it makes sense because it is fucked up. You're hitting a child, but it would make sense to hit the non-dominant hand. But like, I imagine these retards being so fucking stupid as to hit the dominant hand, and then whenever the student can't write anymore, like they've lost the ability to use their hand until it heals, which is going to take hours, maybe a couple of days, but they're expecting it to heal within minutes. They're saying, "Oh, sir, miss, I can't write. I've just got lashings," and the teacher will be like, "Oh well, shouldn't have got lashed. Shouldn't have been badly behaved." It's just go fuck yourself. Like, you're rigging the system. So the start of the film extremely pissed me off because it, I get it, because it was something that not a lot of people knew at the time. Like, people just imagined that he was faking it, or he's just mental or something. But I just can't help but get pissed off. But then once it gets to him being an adult, there still is a bit of bullshittery there. But it gets like the people, they just ignore the text, and when it comes to him starting to talk to people, get people to understand what's going on, it's so fucking heartwarming. Like, this is such a good film. Like, I'm not saying play this film in schools or anything like that because it's less swearing and all, because Scotland, but any woman knows. We never learned about Tourette's in primary school or secondary school because no one that went to the school or no one that taught or anything like that had Tourette's. But it's just, I do feel like it's something that everyone should know, because there are a lot of things I didn't know about Tourette's. I didn't know that it comes with OCD, or that it. I, I knew that there were some people who hit themselves with Tourette's, but I didn't realize that they hit other people as well sometimes. I mean, there was a case where he hit a dog. They protected Hassan. Um, but like, if they could explain that, then we'd have a better understanding. I do get that we can't go around talking about every single condition that exists because there's far too many. But it does. It's just, it is important because ignorance is, it's fatal, to quote Ray Bradbury. When I came out of the film with my dad, someone that worked there that I'm friends with was coming out of the screen next to it after cleaning it, and we were talking. And when I eventually stopped talking to him and got in the car with my dad, he said, "Oh, who is that?" I was like, "Oh, you know." He asked if she was into me. Like, are you retarded? No, of course not. She's into Ginger. Like, which one's Ginger? The Ginger one. Him, really? Well, I was like, fair, but like, better going with him than me. Not to sound blackpilled. Um, and he just kept going on. Like, he genuinely said that a woman could fix me. Excuse my coughing. um, And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna end up like your uncle." My uncle died last year. He never left my granny's house, and because of Corona, he didn't really have a job. He was a taxi driver, um, and then Corona happened, and no more taxi drivers for the time being. But he never came back to it because he was just too used to sitting around all day doing nothing because pandemic. I think eventually he started getting paid to take care of granny, but he didn't actually really do that apart from cooking sometimes. And he was a heavy smoker and all that. And it's just there are so many things that don't match up with me. For one, I don't smoke. Two, like really, the only thing is the fact that he never had a girlfriend. Um, like apparently he asked a girl out once decades ago and he got turned down and that sort of blackpilled him. As I said earlier, I'm not blackpilled. Like I don't plan on having a girlfriend or anything like that because I'm just not interested in having one. I'm not gay. I'm also not interested in having a boyfriend, you know. But it's just like that's the one common thing. I don't mind living on my own. I just want to get it off my chest because it's just something must have happened to him to really piss him off because the reaction versus like the instigator it doesn't match up. I think there's more reviews to do, but I can't think of anything because the last film I seen before I swear was Tron. Before that recreation, before that him, like these are all things that I've done. I haven't seen anything on the Skybox apart from Peacemaker and Person of Interest. Excuse me. And Peacemaker's not cancelled, and I'm still like 80 something episodes away from finishing POI, so it can't be that. I haven't played any games. Like the only thing I've played since the start of the month is Ghost of Yotei. I then took a 1 day break from that to play Arkham Asylum on hard because I wanted an excuse to play the Arkham games. And the fact that I hadn't played that on hard and I hadn't played Arkham City on New Game Plus was the excuse. And then went back to Ghost, finished it, played Arkham City on New Game Plus, and then I started Devil May Cry. So there's no game reviews. I haven't been watching. I've just realized what it is. I think. No, I've talked about it before. I was gonna say Lawman, but I did a review for that already. I just haven't uploaded it yet. This review feels like it's been like a big muffin burger. I apologize for that.